Okay, so I've been doing races now for 5 years, ultra distance races or marathons and above. My first race was the Kentucky Derby Marathon in 2012, followed by Chicago. Um, this year, 2017, I was able to complete Leadville Silver 50 miler, and that's my longest running race. I've done two Ironman distance races, Ironman Louisville in 2013 and Ironman Lake Tahoe in 2015. So what I wanted to create this video for is to talk about what got me to ultra, what led me to go the long distances, and especially for 50 miles, what was able to fuel me through that race. Since being in Leadville, being at elevation, and as well as the altitude and elevation climbs throughout the race makes it be a little tougher than even some of the Ironman races. So as far as nutrition goes for the Ironman races and pretty much every race I did prior to this year, I fueled like a traditional runner. Had water throughout the course, took goos on the bike or in transition, drank heat and all the other mixes on the bike or some of other Hammer's nutritional products, salts, you name it, I kind of took it. But my times didn't reflect that. While I finished, they were all poor. I felt drained. I needed IVs after Ironman Louisville, but for Tahoe, I felt better. Granted, it was 2 years later and more training. This year, with no increase in training, but a change in diet and lifestyle, so going to where I've cut out pretty much all dairy, I've cut out a lot of meat, a lot of sugar, a lot of other foods from my diet, and fueling on my runs either with nothing. So like if it's a 2 hour or less run, I bring no water, no food, no nothing. And I feel pretty good about it. I don't overexert myself. I'm in that kind of comfort zone. Or for the longer runs, like what I fueled with at Leadville was purely coconut water. So that was my fuel source for that. My total nutrition for the day was like 5.5 liters of coconut water, one banana, half an orange, a small thing of whatever electrolyte mix they had at the course, which was just disgusting, and then a small PB&J. So that was my entire fuel for 14 hours, 13 hours and 42 minutes, so barely made the cutoff for Leadville, but I did end up running the last 4 miles in 34 minutes, just so that I made sure to make the cutoff. So I say all this to my race record has been steadily improving, steadily going longer, and then this year I've been able to do that through nutritional improvements, and by adding a lot more vegetables, both raw and cooked, into my diet. And then I've also been able to take and shave tremendous amounts of time off of my marathon. So this year, prior to this year, my best race was 4 hours and 50 minutes. Again, I'm not killing it. I'm not a super athlete, but this year I was able to get to 4 hours and 27 minutes. I have another race coming up in a month in Detroit where my aim is to come in under 4 hours. So that will be knocking almost a full hour off my marathon in a year. Primarily through diet. The only change to my training that I've made this year is to incorporate more heart rate training. So volume has not uh, decreased at all. Really maintain the same volume of training, maybe even less this year. But what I have done is to slow down on my long runs, eat a healthier diet, which has also led me to losing 25 pounds. So I'm not saying that that doesn't have anything to do with it. When you're packing 25 less pounds, it's a lot easier to run a marathon. But through this transformational shift, I've been able to go longer, go further, and increase my speeds. So even for a 5K, I did my first 5K a few weeks ago and was able to clock that in at 2013, which is a 6:31 pace for that 5K. So I've been able to increase my speed in the lower ends. I don't have a mile time, so I can't put up that statistic, but through just diet, not changing anything else, I've been able to really improve my race record, my race times, how I feel, my energy on a daily basis, let alone at the end of races. Really, I felt clear-headed, not foggy, not out of it, not delusional, not delirious, not anything at Leadville, which is at 10,200 feet, whereas like Lake Tahoe, Ironman Louisville, so Lake Tahoe is at 5,000 feet. I felt a little lightheaded, out of it after that, which Ironman Lake Tahoe took me 15 hours and 12 minutes. 16 hours, 15. Ironman Louisville took me 15 and a half hours. So again, not short races, not killing it, but finishing them with that. I mean, I need 2 liters of fluids after Louisville. I'm going to try to redeem some of those times and to improve upon them by completing another Ironman this year, or this coming year in 2018, to improve upon those times and to kind of see what the next level can be. And again, by just changing the diet, changing the nutrition on the course, not falling into the goos and the gels and all the sugar that we end up eating as runners, thinking that because we want to run, we deserve it. You don't. You deserve to eat a little better. So, and to be more natural. And really, you don't need water on the course. So you need salts, you need something to maintain that electrolyte balance throughout the duration of the race. But I'll post another video on nutrition and race nutrition and what the electrolyte balance means. And until next time, thanks for watching.